Welcome back again to the Nick J Francis channel. A video I don't really want to be making, but we move. Arsenal just lost 2-0 at home to Liverpool. That was one of our 3 games in hand. And I'm so glad that I've got this YouTube channel because I've been saying the whole time that games in hand are not points on the board. Points on the board are points on the board. Games in hand are games in hand. I've been saying this all the way through the narrative that top 4 is ours for the taking and all the rest of it. The 3 games in hand we had are Liverpool, who are competing for the title, Chelsea, who have all but locked down 3rd position, and Tottenham, who are one of our top 4 rivals and have one of the best managers in the league. So nothing was a foregone conclusion. And obviously we've been beating the teams that are the lesser teams, the mid-table teams, the teams you'd expect us to beat. And one of my friends messaged me before the game and said, this is the biggest game of our season. And I said, no. The biggest games of our season are going to be Tottenham and Man United, teams that we've already played, but teams that we need to play again. And they're going to be the top games of our season, the most important games of our season, because they're 6-pointers. You know, it's an opportunity not just to get 3 points for ourselves, but to take 3 points away from a rival. And football's a game of levels. We saw once again that although we've improved, and we have improved under Arteta, I like the style of football that we play, we are still such a big margin, not just for us, but for the whole league. Even look at Manchester United, all the money that they've spent over the last 5 years, the players that they've bought in, and look what's happened to them this season when they played Liverpool or when they played Manchester City. And there's such a big gulf between Liverpool and City and the rest of the teams. Chelsea is the only team that maybe sits in between that, but after that, there's a big drop-off. The game that we play against Chelsea is going to be a good barometer of where we're at. Obviously, there's a lot of turbulence around their club at the moment, but it's going to be a really interesting game to see how we fare, because like I say, Chelsea are that benchmark between, if you're above Chelsea, you're in that City-Liverpool mix, and if you're below Chelsea, you're in that sort of Spurs, West Ham, Arsenal, Man United mix as well. So we need to see where we're at. But onto the game. Listen, the game, first 45 minutes, and we say this every time, it is a step in the right direction. I know it doesn't feel like it right now, but it is a step in the right direction. It was really, really good stuff for the first 45 minutes. We pressed really well. I thought the pressing was smart. We didn't overcommit. We committed about the right amount. Liverpool made a lot of mistakes, but I feel it was our pressuring them into certain mistakes. And in the transition, when we got opportunities, we pushed up really quickly, and it was pretty good. And if we could keep 45 minutes or 90 minutes rather of that type of football, we'd look such a balanced, poised, really dangerous team on the counter-attack. That's a bunch of games we played. I think it's over 5 hours we played against Liverpool now and haven't been able to score a goal. Even when we drew, it was 0-0. We weren't actually able to score a goal. And we're landing body blows on them, but not necessarily the sucker punch. Much the same as Manchester City as well. Body blow after body blow, but not necessarily knocking them out. And it's frustrating, but the only positive that we can take from it is a step in the right direction, although it doesn't feel like it. Everybody knows how much of a big fan I am of Aaron Ramsdale. I absolutely love Aaron Ramsdale. He gets beaten at the near post. It's not great. There's no excuses for that. You know, he'll have to come back stronger. Jota goes off after scoring that goal. Bobby Firmino comes on and he scores a lovely little first touch goal as well. And they just have this poise and this relaxation around our box. The Liverpool team, they're so classy. They're so good on the pitch. They're just class. But like I say, when they've got the ball, players that you don't think of as really technical players, like Robertson, Trent is probably more you think of as a technical player. Robertson, a couple of seasons ago, was seen as more of a fitness and an engine up and down the wing, but he's added a real technical element to his game. When he's got the ball on the edge of the box or in the final third, he's just really relaxed, really calm, picks the right pass. Bobby Firmino is pointing at all times where he wants it, and there's a little bit of chemistry between them. And on the opposite side of the pitch for us, we've got Saka, we've got Martinelli. They're a nightmare. They're running down the wing. They're doing great stuff. Both of them are absolutely superb. But in the middle, Lacazette is really, really good at the hold-up play, but he's not quick enough. Obviously, maybe it's age, and it's a really difficult job to do as well, but probably the age isn't helping him. But where he plays so much link-up play and hold-up play, he isn't. When Saka and Martinelli have the ball out wide and they're driving it across the box, no one's there. No one's there to pick that up. Partly that's Odegaard. We're used to a third-man run midfielder like an Aaron Ramsey at number 8. And we see how much we miss Aaron Ramsey in teams like this today. He'd definitely be picking up goals in a team like ours. But Lacazette needs to be there. We're going to drive it across the face of the goal. Lacazette needs to be there. That's the way that Liverpool play. Salah and Mane are obviously elite goal scorers in themselves, but if they cut it across the box, somebody will be there. Jota, Firmino, somebody will be there to knock it in, and Man City are the experts at this as well. Anybody that bombs down the wing, it could be Silva, it could be Grealish, it could be Foden, it could be Sterling, it could be any of these guys, and even before that, it could be Sane, it could be whoever was even before that. When they get down the wing and they get into that final third, they're driving the ball across the box, and there's going to be an Aguero to tap it in, and that's what we're lacking at the moment. The transfer window is closed. We missed out on Vlahovic. We're not going to get another striker until the end of the season. So this is what we have to do. But we need, the goals are spread across our midfield at the moment, but not enough necessarily coming from Lacazette. Our highest goal scorer in this team is still Smith Rowe, who spends most of the season coming off the bench. So the starting players aren't getting enough goals, and Lacazette himself as the main number 9 isn't getting enough goals. And he might have felt a little bit unhappy when he was dropped for Aubameyang, and Aubameyang was starting in favour of him and he had to come off the bench, but this is the reason why. Aubameyang was much more of a goal threat than Lacazette is over the course of his tenure, and once the goals dried up, he was shipped out, understandably so. So yeah, it was a good first half. I think Mane was lucky to dodge a yellow card for some simulation and a couple of little fouls, and Liverpool are becoming really smart, a bit like an Atletico. They're like an Atletico, but more technical. They do attack you, but they're really good at these professional fouls, little fouls here and there. But we were very compact, very composed. It was a really, really impressive first half. Second half, the difference between the two coaches, I like Arteta. I think he's a really good manager. Klopp is an elite manager. How much of this is down to Klopp being better than Arteta, having more experience than Arteta, and how much of this is down to Klopp buying his own players, I don't know. But the difference is, when Liverpool go a goal down, they stick to their game plan. The game plan doesn't change. They do the game plan. They do the same game plan they were doing before, but better. And when Arsenal concede, the game plan seems to go out of the window. For the first goal, great ball through. There was a couple of warning signs beforehand. Henderson plays the ball through and it goes in near post strike. Really, really good goal. Shouldn't really be scoring it, but what can you do? These things happen. But after that, we didn't fully capitulate in the Arsenal of old, but we were very, very shaky. You could see we were flapping at the ball when the ball was in the box, where we would normally take the ball down and knock it out wide to Martinelli, or play a little bit of football. We looked so nervous and so shaky. We're just slamming at the ball anywhere that we could. And the second goal actually comes from a really poor clearance. Partey doesn't get it out of the box. Saka doesn't get it out after that. And then eventually Robertson, like I say, runs on and gets the ball across the box, and Firmino does a little touch into the bottom corner. And it's a frustrating game. It's a really frustrating game. And like I say, this whole time, I've been saying top 6, getting back into Europe is the target. Top 6 would be a B season. Top 4 would be an A season. We've got 2 games in hand. Both those games in hand are Chelsea and Spurs. And what we don't want to do is leave it down to one game against Spurs where it's all or nothing for us. So there's a lot of pressure with this young, inexperienced team, or with this really thin squad. We don't really have a plan B. So it's really, really frustrating to lose games like this. But at the same time, despite seeing the performance going into the game, we were never favourites to win the game in the first place. And let's not lose context around what's happening. Liverpool were always favourites to go and win. They're battling for a title, and we're battling to get into the top 4. They're a level, maybe even 2 levels above us. But I think today really highlighted that we need a new striker. I'm a massive fan of Lacazette, but we just need a new striker. There's so many times Martinelli had Trent Alexander-Arnold absolutely on skates. He had him on skates today. He put in a good performance against him before, but he really, really done a number on him today. And to the point where Henderson had to come over. They had to come over and double up on him because he, I don't think he lost the ball to Trent at all. And Trent is a very, very good right back. Not the best defensive right back, but still a very, very good right back. And Martinelli absolutely done a job on him. So it goes to show what he's capable of. And once we get into that final third, he either has to go and score a goal for himself. There isn't anyone really supporting him to bounce off of. The ball comes all the way back to a Xhaka or Partey, and the number 9 link up that should be there to tap it in or to play a 1-2 just isn't there. And so in the summer, I know we're looking for a new striker, and I'm confident if we can get into the top 4 now, and we can get a new striker in the summer who is like Lacazette, good hold-up play, physical, but quick as well. They don't even need to be necessarily an elite finisher. We want to see an elite finisher for the sake of ego, for the sake of wanting a big name at your club. But the chances that this team creates, I think I was seeing a stat that, Ødegaard's created something crazy like 46 chances, the most in the league or something like that. It doesn't need to be an elite striker. It'd be nice, but it doesn't have to be. It really could be a very good striker, but somebody that's strong, fast, mobile. I'm looking at more physical attributes than necessarily technical attributes for this player. And this player will come in and get a bag load of goals. But yeah, it's a really, really tough one to take. I really can't see giving man of the match to anybody who isn't Martinelli. I've messaged friends of mine that are Liverpool fans. They agree Martinelli. You know, they said, look, you know, maybe Matip if it has to be somebody on the Liverpool side. But really, Martinelli was the star of the show today, even though he was on the losing team. And I really just can't give it to anybody else other than Gabriel Martinelli. So he's my man of the match. What do you guys think about man of the match? You know, I just need to, you know, kind of process this loss, because it's a frustrating one because of how we played, and it always feels like we're so close. But are we really? You know, the best teams make you feel like that when actually you're probably not in the game as much as you feel like you are. I don't know if I'm being delusional. But yeah, you know, we have to go and beat Spurs. We have to go and beat Man United. We beat Spurs already this season. We beat them comprehensively, but that was before Conte came in. We haven't played Conte Spurs. Conte has a good record against us as well. On to Aston Villa on the weekend. That's going to be a tough game as well. And everybody just feels like they've got a bigger squad than us at the moment. Everybody feels like they can go onto the bench and pull resources. And we just can't. We've got Pepe on the bench. We've got Smith Rowe on the bench. Tomiyasu's out injured. Apart from that, I mean, I really don't feel... And that's it's obvious. We do the same thing every week. Which I don't mind because the football's good. I'm not criticising that. But it's so tough. When we go and play Aston Villa, they just got different dimensions of different things that they can do, where it feels like we don't and we can't. Even with Liverpool, you know, they've got... I know Salah was injured, but they've got Salah and Firmino coming off the bench. We just can't compete with that. You know, we've got Pepe and Nketiah coming off the bench. You know, that is several levels below Salah and Firmino. So, you know, this is what we're up against. So it's about, we have to just keep pushing, keep supporting the club. Ramsdale's made a mistake today, but he rarely makes mistakes. He's been absolutely class. We're not going to get on him too much. We have to keep supporting and make this push for top four. We know they want to get strikers, and I'm actually really excited about this season's going to be a tough one, but I'm really, really excited about next season if we can get that top four and get this new striker in, because I love Lacazette, but clearly we need someone that can come on as a goal threat. I personally would keep him. But yeah, let me know. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about Aston Villa's score prediction. Let me know also about Lacazette. Would you keep Lacazette or would you not? And bring in two new strikers. Let me know either way. And roll on to the weekend, and let's see what we can do against Aston Villa. We definitely have the talent to do a job on them. I think we can do it, but we're going to have to be really aggressive and really direct. And Lacazette's going to have to start chipping in with some goals that aren't penalties. So, but thanks for checking in. Yeah, roll on to the weekend. Cheers, guys.